Hello guys. So good evening Milan, and I'm Andrea Casarini. I'm CEO of Nonos and founder of it. Eric on my right is the CTO and the founder. And today we actually would like to do just one thing in the next 15 minutes, which is actually to make you aware that the most important machine in your life that you actually use every day, that it's signing all the transactions, and it's actually with you in every second, it's actually the one that you don't control. Before I say more about this, I want to you to actually look at the video that we actually prepared.
Your computer holds everything, but most operating systems are constantly recording what happens on them. Everything you do leaves traces inside the system. And when a system remembers, attackers remember too. Your photos, your files, your private life, they should stay on your computer. But when you're using a system that's compromised, everything stored on it can be taken. What if your private data couldn't be taken advantage of like this? Well, meet Nonos. No hidden tracking, no silent data collection. No companies watching what you do. And there's nothing left behind for attackers to steal. This is Nonos. This is private computing.
Okay, 1 second. Okay. Yeah, okay, I will go by myself. So, I mean, every people that you actually seen on the screen, and it's, they are not hedge cases. So they are probably most of you here in this room, and most of you that they are using, your machine. And as, the people there, they are not able to use a machine that is there to be trusted. What does that mean? I can tell you a thing, like in the last cycle itself, there were millions of dollars that they were stolen in crypto. And that was not coming from broken cryptography. It was actually coming from an operating system that was lying about what you were doing. The math was fine, and the wallet actually did its job. The chain received a good signature, and it received a good signature from an operating system that was lying. In the 2025, just 4 billion, almost, let's say, $4 billion were stolen. And as said, was not a wallet problem. So just to make some examples, like a dialog window that is showing a recipient that is not actually the one that the user is typing in, or a clipboard that has, shifting the recipient address of the wallet while you are not watching it, or let's say a browser extension. And I probably repeat this because every one of us is using a browser extension to go and, operate through the network. So like, let's just mention one, which is MetaMask, a browser extension that is quietly reading the seed phrase out of the memory of the laptop. So what this means? So for us, the problem is not on the wallet, is not on the chain. The problem is on the operating system that you are using. And this is what we actually call the missing layer here. Now let's have a look at this statement. So privacy is not aesthetic, it's financial safety. What this means? So we've talked about wallet, but wallet is just one clue, no? So all of the files that you have on your laptop, all of the metadata that they are basically on the photo you take every day, all of the apps that are built on top of the operating system, all of those carries data. And if you think that you just put together all of those data, and it's pretty clear that it will not be so difficult to understand who is the human behind the wallet. And if it's easy to do that, then it's easy to see like who you are working with, actually how to reach you, and then of course how to treat on you. So privacy and custody for us are two concepts of the same problem. Now, it's pretty straightforward, the two statements that we mentioned here. That's why, you know, a leak wallet, if a leak wallet is a problem on chain, it means then a leak human is also a problem at the door. And it's far dangerous than a wallet. So right now I will let Eric explain how we are actually overcoming this situation in which every one of us is in, and or is probably is in, but is not aware about that. Yeah, thank you, Eric.
Thank you, Andrea. So how we built Nonos. We changed the architecture first. So what it means, we need a smaller trust kernel, because today is most of the kernels, they do everything at ring 0. So this is not safe if we seek for decentralization and privacy. So this is one problem we want to solve with Nonos. In the kernel, we set a small set of authority boundaries, like the process, like the memory, the scheduler, the capability, and the tokens. That's it. Then at ring 3, we set new boundaries. So every drivers, every file system, every desktop service or any application, it runs as a isolated capsule environment. And this is granted with capability tokens authority. So that the host does us to ask for trust, and it as a verification trust boundary that matches within the kernel. So, yes, thank you. How you can boot Nonos? You need one USB. So, let me take. You can boot Nonos from a USB stick. You need a signed image, which we do 2 types of signatures in the kernel and one break-free hashing on the kernel image. Then you can boot without wiping your main operating system, since it does not run in disk. It runs in memory. So at every shutdown, at a clear shutdown, the system wipes out, and it's like it never existed. That's why we have the 0 crossed in our name, Nonos, because it represents something that not existed. And this is helpful if we want to seek for decentralization in Web3. So in Web3, we're lacking a system that protects the ideology we want to win, to take care of the mission. So we need a decentralized machine as well, an environment that protects the users. A less hackable system. So many users are not technical, so they need more protection from the machine coming. And over the last year, we started slightly more than a year ago, and we built open source, a kernel that is open source, and free software. So the core idea is to have a free software and a new generation of operating system. We write the language is in Rust because its memory safety guarantees are increasing over the years, and the kernel we know of today, coming from macOS or Windows, or even Linux, they are written in C and C++. So we want to take advantage of a new language, which is Rust, taking advantage of the memory safety, which will fix on its own a lot of serious and edge cases.
Okay, so I mean, Eric explained all the foundations about the product, about the operating system, but then I think that at this point, if not everyone, but some of you is asking yourself, okay, but we have Macintosh, we have Windows, we have Linux, then you have more complex solutions like Tails, Cubes, and then you have, of course, hardware wallets that we use. So why Nonos? This is because every of them that I cited now, they were not actually built to be trusted by default. What this means, so for example, Macintosh and Windows are great hosts about productivity, and they're honest about it. They're very wonderful for that. But they are not honest about being safe. That's for sure. Linux, it's an amazing product, and but I can assure you that there is no version of Linux or bootstrapping of Linux that it's signing the transactions and is signing the path from the kernel to the wallet. And then you have more complex solution, as I was saying. So you have TailOS, and TailOS is amnesic. What this means, so amnesic, and it's actually a feature that Nonos has. Amnesic means that it forgets everything when there is shutdown. So your data doesn't store that. But TailOS is actually a browser session. So you can't live on it, so it's not a desktop. Cubes, it's what we actually know. It's a virtual machine. So it's a virtual machine, but a virtual machine is functioning on top of the operating system. So you are, back to the same issues. And then you have, of course, all the hardware wallet that we used. Most of us use Ledger, Trezor, and they do a really good job in, protecting your keys. But what they can't do, it's actually to say you that what you are looking at the screen, it's safe, and you can trust that. And if you're trusting the screen, it means that you are trusting the operating system underneath. It doesn't mean you are using another wallet. So one feature that is very important to understand in Nonos, and it's very important to understand because it's actually how we solved that, no? So Nonos is built in encapsulation. What this means, an operating system to live and to work needs, a display, needs a keyboard, needs a storage, it needs a network to operate. And every one of these pieces in Nonos is an isolated signed capsule, which means that all of the capsules, so each of them has just the authority that it needs to operate at that level. This means also that if, and it's difficult with Nonos, but if there is hacking about one part of the operating system, so like one capsule got compromised, this doesn't mean that the whole operating system is compromised. And that is why, Nonos, it's overcoming the type of problem that all of the operating system and the solution that I mentioned, they can't, because they were basically built not for this. So they inherently, having inside some vulnerabilities that they can take out.
Yes, I want to add that Nonos carries two types of signatures. One is made with well-known cryptography AD25519, and the other is a signature that is over Groth 16 zero knowledge proof from ArcWorks, and this is to give a proof that the provenance of the machine is attested at the same time a user downloaded it. So we give a proof that the machine carries the image that was built and released from mine developers. So one operating system solves every high-stakes job. So the wallet toast and the signature. So you can be compromised by wallet spoofing as an operator, or having a DAO and multi-signer solution to improve the security of SOOC sensitive operations. Yes. Then the developer machine, as I said, is carries signatures. So we verified that the machine is trusted, and it can be verified by anyone by checking the SHA checksum or the hashing Blake. So then the private communication improves and removes hidden telemetry that older kernel carry on. A real operating system for a real on-chain economy. What did this mean? Because this operating system is studied well to be integrated with Ethereum. So that's why we are here. We do believe that Ethereum can carry the chain indexer for capsules. So it's a settlement for payment layer on the operating system. While the kernel still carries manifest, like signature manifest, public signatures, etc. And so that is spread across two different boundaries, but each one don't start to trust themselves. So the kernel don't start to trust the Ethereum side chain, and the Ethereum side does not trust the kernel, but they both work together.
Okay, so I mean, we already presented ourselves. Of course, I'm more on the business side of things, since my background is just for that. And Eric is actually the one that is, building everything. Nonos will not be here if Eric was not here. So my job is probably to, let's say, take care of Eric. No, anyway, it's actually to take care that what Eric does, it then arrive in front of people, it then arrive in front of institutions that can underwrite it. Before we leave, we would like to present, the alpha product that is live. So Eric, if you want.
This is a short demonstration of one alpha release we have released online. You can get it at nonos.software on our website. And this is a demonstration that you can create a wallet from the terminal and working from your wallet on the same application. So you get the same wallet working in more cases, like a separate application or from terminal, but each one is separated and has capability tokens authority. So it means if get compromised on a specific site, it cannot be compromised on another place. So we have an editor in mind. So for developers that can developing in our operating system, etc. Then, this is a demo, so one of the first releases after 1 year of building it from scratch. We have made a lot of effort. It's not an easy mission, but we take it with a lot of passion, and it's exciting to see there might be a chance to make privacy a standard and a place where people can trust themselves, but not the machine.
Yes, thank you, Eric. So, I mean, we are live now. So if you want to use the operating system, you can. Please ask us. I mean, we are live also since August because we actually have, successfully completed a launch of the token, and we are now live on Ethereum. And I think we were pretty clear about the message to go through. So you don't own the keys until you own the machine that sign it. And this is very important to understand for everyone who has that take care about privacy and security. Thank you, guys.